South Jersey Bureau, Mike Dark, KYW News Radio, 103.9 FM.
5:02, we'll look at traffic and weather on the twos. I don't know where Stevie's going to start. The PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. The list is long.
We'll start with the worst problem. The eastbound Schuylkill Expressway jam up that starts after the boulevard and goes out past the University Avenue overpass. And this is just a big long line of traffic because of this crash in the right lane. Now, a lot of people decided to go on Ketley to miss part of that delay, which makes sense, but it is pretty slow because the art museum, you can't pass by Fairmount there. They've got that closed down, so you can't get to in front of the art museum because they're building that stage that's going to stay up there until sometime on Monday or early Tuesday. Heavy traffic on the Ben Franklin Parkway. I think there's just a lot of confusion in that area. The westbound Vine's got a lot of slow traffic too. Now, 95 southbound, the accident's been moved off to the side. And then we've got an accident on the northeast extension of the Pennsylvania Turnpike northbound before Quakertown. It's in the left lane. The traffic is crawling for a couple of miles. Eastbound PA Turnpike, before you get to Mid-County, it is rather slow, but nothing like it was. The broken down vehicle is out of the way. Street Road at Bustleton. Still want to stay away from this. The delays don't look like they've improved much. There's an accident, and there's also a traffic light issue, so you want to avoid it. In New Jersey, 42, 55, and 295 look okay. 38 westbound past Mount Laurel Road, there's an accident in the left lane. The bridges are generally in good shape right now. So we're going to come back to the Blue Route, 476 southbound. Some heavy traffic before you get to the Upper Darby Broomall exit to past the median bypass, but again, we're not seeing any accidents in your way. 422, even though there's a crash near Trooper off to the side, not a big delay there either. Keep in mind, we have the Flyers versus the Blues, 7 o'clock at the Wells Fargo Center, so you may see some heavy traffic headed that way. Mass transit actually looks pretty good. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement 24-hour traffic center, need a new roof or just want to repair a small problem, trust PJ.com. I'm Stevie Reese.
Thank you. Now let's get a look at the 5-day forecast running us live. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina.
Still upper 70s and low 80s around the area as we head on into the 5 o'clock hour here. Now, temperatures will cool off pretty quickly once the sun goes down, so do be aware that it's going to drop to the 70s and the 60s pretty quickly this evening if you're heading out trick-or-treating. Tonight, some clouds, breezy and warm overnight. The shower and spots, but not until very, very late tonight. The low down to 63. Now, Friday, breezy and warm, approaching the record temperature. Fall a little short, but morning shower in the area that makes it hot and sunny in the afternoon. Going to be breezy for us as well. Again, the west-southwest winds kicking up to 10 to 20 miles an hour. The high of 80 for us, the record 84, so quite short of that. Still nice and warm for November 1st. Oh my gosh. Saturday, sunny with partly cloudy and cooler. The high of 63. Sunny to partly cloudy again Sunday. Great day for football. The high of 60 cloudy. The high of 64. Tuesday, sunny with partly cloudy. Warmer. Nice dry weather to get out and cool if you've not done so already. The high of 75 Tuesday.
Yes, my friend, I appreciate it. It's 79 all the way down to 63. There was a hearing this morning at City Hall regarding DA Larry Krasner's bid to shut down Elon Musk's $1 million sweepstakes leading up to the election. The Musk team is trying to bump the case up to federal court. The latest from KW's Tim Jimenez.
Leading up to the hearing, the legal team representing Musk and his America PAC filed to get the case in federal court and out of Philly because it involves a federal election. This was addressed in a City Hall courtroom this morning, so while there's no movement regarding the case until a decision is made, the judge didn't rule out the case staying in Philly. Ahead of the hearing, the judge said all parties involved must be present. Krasner was here, but Musk was not. His attorneys essentially said he has a lot on his plate and couldn't attend. The judge said he had the means to be here on short notice. All of this is over Krasner's suit trying to halt the America PAC sweepstakes. Voters in 7 swing states sign a petition supporting the First and Second Amendments of the Constitution, and they get a chance to win $1 million. That's how that works. Musk and his PAC were backing former President Trump's campaign, but they argue this contest is about the Constitution. They're not telling people who to vote for. Krasner, a Democrat, argues that this is an illegal lottery scheme created to influence voters, and it should not be operating. At City Hall, Tim Jimenez, KW News Radio, 103.9 FM.
Campaign 2024 on KYW News Radio.
Vice President Kamala Harris will be campaigning right here in Philadelphia Monday night, the eve of Election Day. Harris expected to hold a rally on the steps of the Art Museum. Today, both she and former President Donald Trump out west campaigning in the battleground states of Nevada and Arizona. Harris hoping hoping to win over voters by laying out her first moments in office if elected. Correspondent Karen Travers.
She is going to talk about what she will do on day one if she is elected. And you heard her say this in that speech on the Ellipse the other night when she started that closing message. She will say that when she is elected on day one, she's bringing a to-do list to the Oval Office. And if Donald Trump is elected, he would be bringing in an enemies list.
Trump, meantime, also campaigning today in a dependably blue state, New Mexico, looking to gain support from Latino voters.
New Mexico hasn't voted for a Republican presidential candidate in 2 decades. But Donald Trump told a crowd in Albuquerque,
if we could bring God down from heaven, he could be the vote counter. We would win this. We'd win California. We'd win a lot of states.
Trump said he went to New Mexico in these final days of the campaign for 2 reasons.
I like you very much, and it's good for my credentials with the Hispanic or Latino community.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Economy was the headline topic for Harris's running mate to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz at the Boilermakers Local 13 Labor Home in Bristol Township today. Walz emphasizing the difference between the Democratic ticket and the Republican ticket.
McConnell's talking about building 3 million more new homes, having $25,000 down payment assistance. And then for those of you who want to start your American dream, you get a $50,000 tax credit to start that new business and get off the ground.
Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance, meantime, addressed a crowd of young voters at a town hall in North Carolina today. Many expressing concern about the cost of living and affordability of housing for young people. Vance questioning Harris's housing plan.
Even if her plan is implemented, which I'm skeptical, but even if it's implemented, your housing prices are going to go up by $35,000, $40,000, $50,000, and then you get a $25,000 check in the mail. Have you won?
Vance urging the crowd to get to the polls on Tuesday, saying a Trump presidency will fix the broken leadership in Washington. In eastern Spain, survivors examining the wreckage after one of the worst natural disasters to ever hit that country this century, a flash flood, killed at least 158. The latest from Tom Rivers.
The aftermath looks eerily similar to the damage left by a strong hurricane or tsunami. Towers fell on one another like broken toys, uprooted trees, down power lines, and household items all mired in a layer of mud covering parts of the hard-hit region of Valencia. Some bridges are knocked down, some roads look unrecognizable. Rescue teams continue roaming through the debris, the death toll expected to rise.
The Spanish military has been called in to try to help with the cleanup, but there's more rain in the forecast that could happen rescue and recovery efforts.
Conflict in the Middle East. The latest on KYW News Radio.
Israel's rescue service says projectiles fired from Lebanon killed 2 more people in northern Israel. That raises the death toll there to 7 of what's been the deadliest rocket barrage since the Israeli military's invasion of southern Lebanon. The Israeli military says roughly 25 rockets crossed into Israel from Lebanon today as part of the volley that struck an olive grove where people had gathered for a harvest. Hezbollah firing rockets, drones, and missiles into Israel, drawing retaliatory strikes when Hamas attacked Israel last year, triggering the war in Gaza. Today's attack coming as senior U.S. diplomats in the region pushing for ceasefires in Lebanon and Gaza, helping to wind down the wars in the Middle East in the Biden administration's final few months. The FAA investigating after a man attacked another passenger this week on a United Airlines flight from San Francisco to Washington, D.C. It turned out the passenger that victim is deaf and nonverbal and was sleeping when the attack began. Here's Trevor All.
According to the affidavit, Everett Nelson left his seat in row 35 to use the restroom, then walked out, stopped at seat 12F, and without notice began physically attacking a sleeping male passenger.
I was woken up by the most horrific screaming.
Sandhya Gupta was in the row behind.
He was just rapid fire, punching, pummeling very violently this man in the face.
She says another passenger pulled Nelson off the alleged victim.
I'm trying to talk to the victim, and I realized that he was both deaf and nonverbal.
United tells us one passenger was restrained after becoming physically aggressive toward another customer. Flight